I hope everybody is having a lovely summer, whether you are in summer break or just enjoying just being out more in the summer. I do enjoy a good summer just because I live in the East Coast in the US, and during the winter time it gets brutal sometimes, and there are sometimes days where I don't leave the house because I just turn into a couch potato in the winter time. I feel like every weather has just their own good that we have to enjoy when they're there. So during the winter time, I love me some cozy atmosphere, candle, hot chocolate. Just thinking about that is making me romanticize winter right now. And in the fall, we have some different vibes. There's fall fashion and just being able to be outside and feeling that crisp morning air. So that's also beautiful. And my husband actually really loves Halloween. So that's another reason why we just enjoy fall a lot, or the autumn. And I know everybody hates summer, but summer has its own good things. So for us, it's being more outside, planning, and just the fact that it's bright until 9 p.m. And I just feel like I have so much to do during the day. I can start my day late without having to feel rushed and wake up super early in the morning. So I can wake up at 6 o'clock and still get a lot done. I can work my job and then still have the time at night to go for a walk. And this is actually me painting after my work. So I finished my work and then went out for a quick walk, and I'm sketching. So, and it is still bright outside. So this is actually natural light right now. So, which is the fun part about summer. However, if you are in the East Coast, right now there is this smog rather, covering the entire portion of the nation, and it's really terrible. Like today, as in the time of recording this, I haven't left the house, and it is really sad that we are not doing enough about saving our environment, saving our resources. That is something we as individuals can't really solve or do much about unless there is like government backed plans and everybody has to be on board. Not to get super bring down the vibe here, but honestly, I feel like we are not worried enough, and this is not normal. Like what we are seeing right now is not normal. It feels like when I look out the window, it feels like there is fog, and it feels like, oh, it's a nice cloudy day, but it's actually just smoke covering up the area, and when you go outside it's actually hot. So it just feels weird. I think it's the second time I have faced this living in this region. And I have been to Delhi, and I know the weather, the air quality there is even terrible. I think everywhere there are so many issues, and every time my friends or anybody has a new child, and I'm like thinking about like what is about our next generation. I feel like we're not thinking enough about our next generation. And right now, honestly, I am more worried about birds and the wildlife out there. At least as humans, we are able to stay inside. At least for people who don't have to be outside, we have the luxury to stay inside, close our windows, and let the AC do its thing. But I don't know how the animals are gonna adapt to this. Just smoke everywhere. I haven't seen a lot of birds today. I like to wake up hearing the sound of birds, but I just haven't heard much, and that really makes me sad. And the other day we were out walking. We actually saw an abandoned dog that was outside in this weather. And the dog was very scared. didn't want anybody to come close to her. But we tried our best. My husband stayed. I came back home and cooked food, just so we can take food back and feed the dog something, and gave her water, but she refused to eat or drink anything. She was just so scared. And I don't know for how long she was outside in this environment where it's just poisonous to even breathe there. But so my husband stayed there for so long, like an hour or two, 3 hours actually, in the trails. And then he called the cops. The cops actually didn't come at all to the trails. And it was getting like 9 o'clock. It was getting super dark at night. And so we decided maybe we should bring the puppy home for the night. And I don't know how it happened. This is just the universe working in its magical ways. As he was coming back from the trail, the cop appeared, and then there was another lady who was actually looking for her dog, also appeared along, and she asked the cop. The cop was like, yeah, we're just looking, we're here to, because we got a call. And so basically everybody, my husband, the cop, and this lady, happened to just meet up at the same point at the same time. And I don't know if that's not destiny, what is. And meanwhile, I had prepared the house, because we don't have our own pet. I had borrowed my neighbor's like a crate, food, everything was ready. So I was making the house ready for this dog, and we just happened to find the owner. Like, we both were really happy to see that happen, because it could have gone two ways. We either nobody showed up and we'd have to have the dog for the night, and the next day we'd have to take her to the shelter, or we might decide to adopt her. So until now, my husband and I never really thought about having pets, but I think at that moment he felt really bond towards the dog, and so we're starting to have conversations now, and who knows, we might actually have a pet. I mean, the biggest thing that we think about is, not that we don't love animals, we love animals. We actually take care of a lot of our neighbors' dogs. We're like the dedicated dog sitter, cat sitter, whatever. We do leave house. We do leave. My family's from Nepal, so I go there like for 2 months at once. So, and I don't want to travel with an animal. I also don't want to leave the dog back here for that long period of time. So that's kind of our reason for not having a pet. And I was actually researching today in how much it could cost to travel with an animal. And if we get a small dog, we can actually put the dog in our cabin while traveling. But the cost is really expensive. I don't know if it's true or not. I googled it, and it said it can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 just to bring an animal. And wow, talk about expense. Like mine and my husband flights combined cost only around I would say maybe $3,000 round trip, both included. So additional $5,000, just I don't see that happening. So good thing is we have really dependable friends and neighbors who wouldn't mind just taking care of our pets while we're gone. But I would just feel really bad, and I don't think I would be able to enjoy the time with my family, like fully enjoy, because I would just be worried, how is the dog or cat doing without us. So anyways, it's complicated, and so we are in no rush to have our own pet, but we are just happy to see the animals around us and take care of them, play with them. And my friends and neighbors also, I know that they really appreciate it, just being able to ask us for help if they have a certain plan, or if they need to do something, and we are more than happy to take care of the animals. And I am just trying to right at this point practice more just creating different pets, just part of my daily practice. Today I decided to do this, I think, German Shepherd. I have never painted one, so it is tricky. I started with outline, as you saw, and layers of colors, and I don't know, it is shaping out to be okay, but there's definitely improvements to be made. And I do use cold pressed paper, which is why you can see that it's very like rough. The only reason I don't know as much the difference between cold and hot pressed. I was reading about the other day, hot pressed are supposed to be more smooth, so they are good for illustration type work and where you need more fine details, and cold press are good for maybe more abstract and landscape type things where you want to be a little bit free flowy. The only reason I got this stack of papers is they were super cheap, so I got maybe 80 of these little postcards for around $7 or something, and these are 140 pounds, so they're actually good quality papers. At least I feel that they're good quality. They do the job that I want to do, and the fact that it's cheap helps me paint every day. Otherwise, I don't know if everybody feels this way. Like if I have a really expensive paper, I probably wouldn't paint on it every day because I would be so worried about ruining it. So it just, I think, takes away that experimentation that we love to do. And if I'm not going to experiment, and if I don't paint every day, and sometimes I might decide to just not even use the colors that the dog is supposed to be. I might just decide to paint it pink. Actually, that's something I want to get to. I want to do more abstract kind of work. But in order to do a good abstract, I want to first practice doing the real thing. And once I get good at it, I want to maybe change up the colors, make a purple dog and with pink ears and red nose. I don't know. So I think just having a paper that's accessible to me and my price range, it's so important to actually keep doing the work and keep doing the practice. So this paper is really working out for me really well. And it doesn't have to be this paper. I've also experimented with other kinds of papers. This size is also really good because I think I finished this painting in about 30 to 40 minutes. And that took long just because it is detailed, and because I'm doing like a more zoomed in portrait, I have to get some more details than normal. But I'm trying to get better at making faces and expressions there. But if I was doing maybe like a more loose flow thing, then sometimes I can even do something in like 15-20 minutes if that's all the time I have for that day. So yeah, the point is I love practicing and painting and creating. So this is just the time that I have to commit because I enjoy it. There's no pressure. I'm not selling these. I'm not making money off of these. This is just for me to practice and yeah, just sharing my journey here. So if you enjoy this, please let me know. I am happy and excited to keep sharing these things here. I do make day in a life type vlogs as well as my art